Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Real Sports Live. We are coming to you from Cabinets Field. We have two softball games here for you tonight, and we're going to get started here with Victoria West taking on hosting Corpus Christi King here. We had the announcement of the lineups, and now we're going to have the national anthem. So we're going to have that for you here, and then we're going to take a quick break and bring you the start of this one. First pitch around 5:30. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Sports Live.
Remember, silence is a form of respect, and everyone should remain standing until the national anthem is played.
First pitch coming up right after this, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Since COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Sports Live, and we're coming to you from Cabinets Field. We're going to get things going here in the top of the first inning. Leading off for the Victoria West Warriors, coming to the plate right now, it's going to be Sydney Harvey. So Harvey coming into the plate. And Harvey's going to lay down a bunt, and here's the pitcher. Going to try to make the throw, but that's going to be a leadoff bunt to get a runner on. So coming to the plate next is going to be number 7, Lily Chavez. And here's this pitch coming in. It's going to be a little high and outside. For ball number 1. And pitcher in the circle for Corpus Christi King is going to be Frankie Estrada as this next pitch comes in high and outside once again for ball number 2. And Chavez is going to foul this one off up the third base line, and that's going to be strike number 1. Nice fresh day. It's sunny. Winds are kicking up a little bit. Temperature should get down to the 60s. It should be pretty fresh throughout the night here. As we have 2 games on the schedule. And Chavez is going to send this one sailing past the third baseman and the shortstop, and we're a base hit, and it's going to put 2 runners on. So runners at first and second. And coming to the plate is going to be Christine Wensky for Victoria West. So 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the first inning. And Estrada sends this pitch in, and there's going to be a tag at third, and it's going to be a force out there for the first out. And Wensky's going to reach on a fielder's choice. And up next to the plate for Victoria West going to be Katrina Zarate. So runners still on first and second. 1 out here for Zarate as this pitch comes in low. For ball number 1. Runner's going to move over to second and third. So runners now on second and third in scoring position. 1 out here. Here's the pitch to Zarate. This one comes in low and inside for ball number 2. So the count 2-0 here. And this pitch comes in high and outside. And that's going to be ball number 2. And Zarate is going to send this one into deep center field all the way to the warning track. It's going to bring 1 in and 2 for a 2 RBI double.
First baseman number 17, Alexis James.
So just like that, it's a 2-0 lead for Victoria West. And coming to the plate is going to be Alexis James with a runner on second and 1 out. And James is going to check her swing, and they're going to call that strike number 1. The throw's in there, and runner's going to be safe at third. Now this is strike number 1. Runner comes into third now. So the count's 0-1 with the runner at third. Here's the next pitch from Estrada. This one comes in low for ball number 1. Evens up the count. 1's across the board. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here in the top of the first inning in Victoria West with a 2-0 lead here on Corpus Christi King. And James hits this one right over to the shortstop. Here's the throw over to first for the 5-3 ground out, and it's going to be a runner coming in.
Second baseman number 12, Daisy
So it's 3-0, and here comes number 12, Daisy Fuentes. And Fuentes is going to send this one up the third base line. She's going to foul that off. So 2 outs, nobody on. 3 runs come across so far on 3 hits. Here's the pitch from Estrada, and Fuentes sends this one right to the glove of the shortstop for the 3rd out of the inning. So 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors. No errors and nobody left on base. That's the top of the first. We're headed to the bottom of the first right after this. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live.
ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Bottom of the first inning here. It's 3-0 Victoria West, and leading off for Corpus Christi King is going to be Sydney Barmore, number 11. And the first pitch comes in for ball number 1. And Marisa Rosales in the circle. And this next pitch comes in for ball number 2. So the count 2-1. Now 2 balls, 1 strike here for Barmore, the leadoff batter for Corpus Christi King. So here's the next pitch in from Rosales. This one comes in low and outside for ball number 3. So Barmore getting ahead of the count here. 3 balls, 1 strike. And this one comes in outside for ball number 4. So leadoff walk here, 1 on for Corpus Christi King as Barmore gets on base on balls. So Angelina Aloced coming up now. With 1 on, nobody out here. In the bottom of the first inning. And King trying to answer a 3-run inning in the top of the first by Victoria West. And swing and a miss there. And there's a throw over to second. It's not going to be in time. So it's 0-1 the count. And this one put down. It's going to stay fair, and there's a throw from the third baseman. It's gonna be not in time. So nice bunt executed there. And that's going to put runners at the corner. And here comes number 13, Mercedes Salinas. 2 on and nobody out. Good start here for Corpus Christi King. They get the walk and then they get the bunt here. They just stayed fair. Third baseman come up to get it, but the throw just not in time there. And this pitch comes in inside for strike number 1. And this one going to be fouled off by Salinas for strike number 2. So the count 0-2. And this pitch comes in low and inside, and that's going to be ball number 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for the strikeout and out number 1. And here comes Lauren Harper, number 17. Runners at second and third, 1 out here. And this pitch comes in high and inside, and that's going to be ball number 1. And Salinas is going to get on, and the error at third is going to allow a runner to score. So it's going to be a run coming in, and runner's going to be at the corners now with Brooke Montes coming up to the plate for Corpus Christi King. There's the pitch, and Montes is going to send this one into left field, and it's going to be right over the left fielder, and it's going to be an RBI. It's going to be an RBI single, and she's going to be out. And there was a throw, so it's going to be a second run coming in, and runners at first and third now. It's a lot of confusion on that play. Second baseman, the runner on second base just didn't go as Frankie Estrada, the pitcher, up to the plate now. And she's going to pop up here in the infield, and it's going to be out number 2 as the second baseman gets under it. So 2 down. So here comes Lauren Salinas now with 2 on and 2 outs here. And this pitch comes in high. And that's going to be ball number 1. So the count at 1-0, runners in the corner, 2 outs here for Salinas, and this one comes in on that outside corner for strike number 1, so it's going to even things up in the count, 1-1. And swing and a miss for strike number 2. Here's this next pitch, comes in outside. And deuce is wild. 2 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. And 2 runners on. And this one comes in low on that outside corner. And the count moves full here for Lawrence Salinas. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. This one comes in outside, and that's going to load the bases. And here comes Libby Foster. And this is going to be the 8th batter up here in this inning. And swinging a miss there. Foster for strike number 1. So 0-2 the count. 0-1 the count, excuse me. No, and 2 outs. And that's going to come in for strike number 2. Now the count's 0-2. With the bases loaded. And this pitch comes in high, and that's going to be ball number 1. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. And here's the next pitch in for Rosales. High and swing and a miss for strike number 3. So 2 runs on 2 hits and 1 error. And there was 3 left on base here in the bottom of the first inning. So we are through 1. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. Victoria West back up in the top of the second inning right after this. This is Real Sports Live. Keep it here.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
The Harlingen CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And leading off the top of the second inning is going to be the pitcher, Marissa Rosales. And King gets back 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning. And Rosales starts off here by sending that one foul for ball number 1. So the count at 1-0. And this pitch comes in high and outside, and that's going to be called strike. So the count 1 ball, 1 strike here. Here's a pitch in from Estrada, and Rosales is going to send this one into left field, and that's going to be a double to lead off. And with 1 on, here comes Grace Weiler, number 13 for Victoria West. So here's the pitch, and Weiler's going to get a piece of it, and she's going to foul it off for strike number 1. And Victoria West, 3 hits and 3 runs in the top of the first inning. They have 1 here off that leadoff double. So 4 hits total for them, 3 runs. And here's another one past the glove of the shortstop, and it's going to be an RBI single to score a run as Rosales comes in. And that's going to make it 4-2 here. And a runner on second now, and here's Zariah Brigham. And Brigham with the smack over past the third baseman for a single. And that's going to be runners at first and third now, no out. And we're back at the top of the lineup here, and out comes Sydney Harvey. Had a bunt last time when she led off in the top of the first. And this one going to be fouled off into this net for strike number 1. So we have the leadoff by Rosales, the double, and then we have the RBI single coming in following that, and then we have a single by Brigham right past third and short. And it's 2 on, nobody out, and here's going to be a fly out, and there's going to be an error in the outfield, and another run's going to come in. And Harvey gets on a knee. 9. So here comes Chavez now with runners on first and second. And Chavez is going to fly out to center field, and Brigham falls down, and the throw is just not there. So Brigham's going to be safe. So rough break there for King. The throw wasn't there on the pass back into the infield, and Brigham falls down as she was going to try to head for third and come back, and slips there on the turf. So here comes Christine Wensky now, with 2 on and 1 out. So Estrada gets ready here. And here's the delivery. Going to come in for ball number 1. I want to thank everybody who's come in and joined us here. And this one is going to be fouled off. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And this one going to be popped up here in the infield. 4 out, number 2. And here comes Katarina Zarate. Two on, 2 out, and Zarate gets a lot of distance on this one, and it's gone for a 3-run homer. Over the left center field wall. And that's an 8-2 lead. And Zarate just gets that one, and she goes yard with it. And it just flies over that fence. The King outfielders can only watch here, and that's 5 runs coming across. And here's Alexis James now. So Zarate 2 for 2, a home run, a double, and 5 RBI. Big day for her here so far. Actually, new batter in. This is not James. This is Josie Balderas. And that is going to be called fair, and the throw over to first. So another 5 runs come in on 4 hits. There was 1 error, and there was 1 left on base. Nobody left on base here. So keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. It's an 8-2 lead for Victoria West. Back after this.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for a fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the bottom of the 2nd inning. And leading off here for Corpus Christi King is going to be Faith Cantu. And Cantu watches this pitch go by. She swings for strike number 1. So 0-1 the count there on that first swing. Called strike. And swing and a miss here for strike number 2. So the count moves to 0-2. for Faith Cantu. Ninth batter in the lineup, 9-1-2 due up here for Corpus Christi King as Cantu is going to smack this one over to short. Throw is made there for out number 1. The 6-3 putout to get things started. And here comes the leadoff batter, Sydney Barmore. And the first pitch comes in for strike number 1. And Rosales is starting to feel it a little bit more. Gave up 2 hits and 2 runs, and there was an error on the bottom of that first inning. And here's Barmore, and that's going to stay fair, and she's going to record a triple here. She's going to slide into third. And she smacks that one in over to left field. So a runner at third, and here's Angelina Aliced. And here's a pitch. This one comes in down the middle high for ball number 1. And this pitch comes in down the middle. And this one going to be called strike number 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike to count now, with 1 on and a runner at third. And this one right up the middle, and the pitcher's going to glove it, and it's going to be a put out. So here comes Mercedes Salinas, 2 out, a runner on. So here's the next pitch in. This one going to be called strike number 1. So 0-1 the count, 2 outs here. So the count now stands at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And here's a pitch, and this one's going to be fouled off right behind us high, right onto this overhead. And the count going to stay at 0-2. And that's going to be strike number 3. And that's going to do it here in this inning. So no runs on 1 hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 left on base here in the bottom of the second. We're through 2, heading to the top of the third. Victoria West due up. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Since COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, top of the third inning. Daisy Fuentes leading off for Victoria West. And Fuentes 0 for 1 on the day. And she sends this one right up the middle over to the pitcher. And it bounces off her glove, and Fuentes with a leadoff single right here. And that one just a little tall for the pitcher. Made a good effort there, but nonetheless going to be going down into the scorebook as a single. So here comes Marissa Rosales. Rosales 1 for 1 with a double, and she gets a piece of this one right here. She's going to foul it off. And count going to move to 0-1. Got Santa Gertrudis and Corpus Christi London soccer going on right behind us. We also got baseball going on over here to the right of us. I believe that's Victoria East and Moody. And here's this one right past the third baseman, and it's going to be a single here for Marisa Rosales. And back-to-back singles to lead off this inning. Runners at first and second. Here's Grace Weiler. With 2 on, nobody out here. It's a 6-run lead in the top of the third inning. And Weiler gets a piece of this one over to the third baseman and sliding in, and that's going to be a force out there at third as the third baseman is able to make the play. Zaria Brigham coming up next. 2 on, 1 out here. Brigham 1 for 1 with the single, and she swings at that one. And the ball gets away. Runners are going to advance over to second and third now. So the count 0-1. And Brigham into the center field gap, and that's going to be an RBI single for her. And that's going to make it a 9-2 game here. And back to the top of the lineup as Harvey comes to the plate with the runners at the corner. And this pitch comes in low for a ball, number 1. Harvey reached on an error last time. Other than that, she's 1 for 1 with the bunt to lead off in the top of the first inning. And she's going to pop this one into that center field gap, and it's going to be another RBI single for Victoria West. And runners at the corner, and here coming up next is number 7, Lily Chavez. And Chavez is going to send this one into left field, and that's going to be an RBI double, and Chavez is going to slide in, and she's going to... So runners at second and third now. Go back and look at that replay here. And just right past the glove of that shortstop to bring in that run there. So coming up next is going to be Cassidy Zimmerman for Victoria West, and they're going to we're going to have a new pitcher, and Gabby Garcia is going to come in, and that's going to do it here for Frankie Estrada, who allows 11 runs on 12 hits. And she's going to head to the dugout, and coming in is going to be a new pitcher. Is going to take the circle here. Is going to be Gabby Garcia. So as she warms up, we'll take a quick break. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
Music lovers, you have to stop.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Garcia warms up, and up to the plate next is going to be Cassie Zimmerman. Another 3 runs coming in here in this top of the third inning. And Garcia's first pitch comes in for strike number 1. So 0-1 to count here. And Zimmerman going to foul this one off over to the right, and it's going to be strike number 2. So 0-2 the count now. And Zimmerman's going to foul this one off. Count's going to stay at 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes here, 1 out. Runners on second and third. And Zimmerman's going to pop this one up. And it's going to fall there in the gap, and that's going to be an RBI. Here's a throw to third. There's a slide in safe. And Zimmerman records an RBI single. And it's a 10-run game here. So runners now at second and third. And here comes Katerina Zarate. Zarate, 3-run homer last time she was up. Here's a pitch, and this one comes in high for ball number 1. And Zarate gets a piece of this one, and she's going to send it all the way towards the wall, and it's going to bounce. And she's going to be a 2 RBI double for her. And she's going to make it 14-2. And here comes number 10, Josie Balderas. And Balderas, 1-3 out last time up. She's got a runner at second here with only 1 out. And she's going to hit this one right over to third, and this one's going to go foul. So one's across the board. 1 ball, 1 strike. And here's going to be a throw to first for out number 2.
Second baseman number 12, Daisy Fuentes.
So here comes number 12, Daisy Fuentes. Fuentes led off the inning with the single. Now she's got a runner in scoring position. And she's going to fly out to right field for out number 3. So another 6 runs come in on 7 more hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 left on base in the top of the 3rd inning. So bottom of the 3rd coming up for Corpus Christi King. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. We are Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past? First pressings, collectibles. How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
America has one army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
The Harlingen CISD elementary experience looks something like this. Let's see that again. To learn more about the HCISD elementary experience, visit hcisd.org.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, leading off the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's Lauren Harper. And Harper fouls this one off. First pitch came in as a strike. This one fouled off, so count goes to 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes here. And this pitch coming in low for ball number 1. And Harper sends this one over to the 3rd baseman, who makes the throw there for out number 1. So the 5-3 put out to get things going here in the bottom of the 3rd. And here comes Brooke Montes. Montes with an RBI single here. She's 1 for 1 on the day. And this pitch comes in on hitting that outside corner for strike number 1. And this one comes in outside once again, going to even the count up at 1. And this one's going to be fouled off here by Montes. And the count's going to move to 1-2. So right now going on here is put all our eggs in the basket, no pun intended, with Easter coming up with Victoria here at the Cabinets area, as we have Victoria East and Corpus Christi Moody on the baseball field. And then we also, right here, Victoria Weston King. After this, we're going to have a pretty good one. Corpus Christi Carroll taking on Corpus Christi Ray. And the second half of our doubleheader here is Montes fouls it off. And over at Cabinets Multiplex, London and Santa Gertrudis girls doing battle in the Class 4A regional quarterfinals. That's girls soccer. And after that, it's going to be Idea Far taking on London in Class 4A, also in the regional quarterfinals there. Frankie Cardenas on the call for both of those soccer games. Xavier Pon on the call over here for baseball. And I'm Mark Molina here taking care of you for the softball double dip. And here's Montes flopping this one up, and it's going to fall just fair for a single. So she's 2 for 2. And that one, when I say falling just fair, just inside that white line, approaching the 200-foot mark over in deep left field. So 1 on. Well, actually, they're going to call it a foul. So Montes is going to... Got a little on my ahead of myself there. I thought it fell. It looked like it fell inside, but I guess it did not. And Montes is going to send it back over there once again. And it's a full count, and she's in there battling. Got to apologize to everybody. Like I said, it looked like it just missed the white line, but I guess it fell and hit. Just enough there of that white. And swing and a miss, and down goes Montes, and that's going to be strike number 2. So 2 down. Here comes Gabby Garcia. 2 out, nobody on. And Garcia going to get a piece of that one, and she fouls it off right behind her for strike number 1. So here's the pitch coming in inside, and it's going to get that high inside corner for strike number 2. So the count's 0-2 here for the pitcher Garcia. And Garcia's going to send this one back and flying. And that's going to be a foul ball. So the count's going to remain at 0-2. And this one's going to come in for strike number 3. So 3 up, 3 down here. Rosales retires aside. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. And we are through 3, headed to the 4th inning, and it's a 14-2 lead for Victoria West. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. We're Real Sports Live. Back after this.
This game is brought to you in part by the Concession Stand in Santa Rosa, a locally owned business providing a terrific atmosphere before or after the games and supporting athletes of all ages. When you're in Santa Rosa, be sure to stop by the Concession Stand and choose from the wide assortment of goodies. An advertising partner with Rio Sports Live is the Concession Stand.
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Leading off the top of the 4th, Marissa Rosales, the pitcher. Here's the first pitch in from Garcia, and Rosales is going to pop this one up in the infield for out number 1. So one down. Here comes Weiler. And this pitch comes in outside for ball number 1. And this pitch comes in, and Weiler's going to foul it off up the first base line for strike number 1. So no balls. I mean, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. And this one right over the glove of the first baseman for it's going to be a double here as Weiler's going to slide into second. And a runner on second base now. And back up to the plate is going to be Brigham. And an RBI single the last time Brigham was up to bat. 2 for 2 with an RBI is Brigham. Having yourself a solid day at the plate, as are a few of the Warriors here for Victoria West as this pitch comes in for ball number 2. Brigham, the number 9 hitter in the lineup, and she's going to fly out to right field for out number 2. And there's going to be an error, and a runner's going to come in. So a run comes in on that error, and it's going to be a 14-run lead. So actually 13-run lead. It's 15-2, excuse me. Top of the lineup here for Harvey, and that ball comes in for strike number 1. 2 outs, nobody on here. And Harvey sends that one up the third base line and just past the home dugout for strike number 2. And this pitch comes in low and outside for a ball. And Harvey going to send it up to the second baseman for a 4-3 ground out to end the inning. So another run comes in here. So 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and no runners left on base. In the top of the 4th, we're headed to the bottom. It's 15-2 Victoria West over King. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
But we have many soldiers, from the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history. There are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. See you later, touchdown.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
And he throws it down.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We were in the bottom of the 4th inning, and coming about is going to be Corpus Christi King as they trail 15-2. Another run comes in for Victoria West on the top of the 4th inning. And here comes Lawrence Salinas to lead off for the Lady Mustangs. And Salinas is going to pop this one up here in the infield. And Zarate gets under it for out number 1. And here comes number 26, Libby Foster. One out and nobody on. And here's the pitch. And this one comes in low and inside. It's going to get that low outside corner for strike number 1. And that one's going to come in for strike number 2. No balls, 2 strikes. And here's the next pitch coming in, and Foster's going to foul this one off into the net for strike. Or it's going to be 0-2 the count. That's where it's going to stay. Want to remind everybody it's going to be Carroll taking on Corpus Christi Ray here in the second half of our doubleheader. First pitch of that one scheduled for 7:30. As both teams here and warming up, getting ready to go, waiting for the conclusion of this one. And this one comes in high and inside, and that's going to be ball number 1. I want to thank everybody for coming in to watch us, whether it be on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, wherever you may be watching. Give this video a like, give it a share, let everybody know you're watching. And this one going to be fouled off by Foster. Count going to stay at 1-2 as she's in there battling Rosales. And this pitch coming in into the turf for ball number 2. So the count even at 2 with 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 4th inning. And that one is going to be fouled off as Foster makes contact, and it's going to stay 2-2 here. And this one fouled off right behind as Foster in here battling. So the count still even at 2. And this one comes in low, and it's going to bring the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And this one going to be sent over the left field wall. It's going to be a solo home run, and that's going to pay off for Foster, all the patience, and they're battling. Makes it 15-3, and that was a lengthy at bat there for Foster. And she just gets all of that one and sends it sailing back right over that left field wall for the solo jack. And here's Faith gone through, and that first strike comes in for strike number 1. And there's strike number 2. So the count moves to 0-2. And strike number 3. As Cantu goes down swinging. And we're back to the top of the lineup. Sydney Barmore coming up now. 1 for 1 with the walk is Barmore in this one. And this next pitch comes in. Low and outside for ball number 1. And this pitch comes in. It's going to be strike number 2. So Barmore ahead of the count. 2 balls, no strikes here. 2 out, nobody on. And Barmore sends it over to short, and there's going to be an error on the throw. So that's going to put a runner on. Runner on second, and here comes Angelina Alced. And Alced, 1 for 2 here so far. This is their 3rd appearance. And swing and a miss there for strike number 1. And this one sits right over to the pitcher's glove, and it's going to bounce out, and the runner's going to come in. Went through a couple of gloves there. And that's going to score a run. So runner on first now. And here's the first pitch in here to Salinas. And this pitch comes in for strike number 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. 2 out, runner at first. And this one popped up high. And Zarate gets under it, and that's going to be out number 3. So 2 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 error, and there was 1 left on base here for Corpus Christi King in the bottom of the 4th. We're through 4, headed to the 5th. Keep it here, ladies and gentlemen. We're Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Since COVID-19 hit, we saw that there was quite a decrease in our sales. We had heard from another business that EDC was helping people with grants, and so we decided to give it a shot, and we were accepted. I would encourage you to contact the EDC and see if you qualify for one of these grants.
And leading off things for Victoria West in the top of the 5th inning, it's going to be Lily Chavez. And this first pitch comes in for ball number 1. So count 1-0 here. And Chavez is going to foul this one off into the back of the net. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And Chavez is going to fly out here. And nice play there by the first baseman. For out number 1.
Third baseman number 6, Cassidy Zimmerman.
And here comes Cassidy Zimmerman. And this pitch comes in low and outside for ball number 1. And this one right over to second baseman. Here's the throw for out number 2, the 4-3 putout. And here comes Zarate. And Zarate, 3 for 3. 7 RBI. She had a 2 RBI double, followed by a 3-run homer, and another 2 RBI double. So she's been busy, and she's going to foul this one off. And this pitch is going to come in low and inside, and it's going to put a runner on as Zarate going to get hit by pitch. So runner on first, 2 outs. And here comes Josie Balderas. And Valderas is going to hit this one straight on to the wall. And that's going to be an RBI double. And it's going to make it 16-4 and put a runner on second. And here comes Daisy Fuentes. And the ball gets away. And it's going to be ball number 1. Runner moves over to third on that pass ball. 1 ball, no strikes here. 2 out. And a runner on third. And this pitch comes in high for ball number 2. And Fuentes is going to foul this one off. And it's going to get stuck there. Into the net. Right in between the net and that top railing. And the ball just sits there. 2 of them actually in there now. So nice little collection up there towards that net. And here's the pitch, comes in, and it's going to be ball number 3. So 3-1 the count now. And that's going to be a walk, and the runner's at the corner now with 2 outs. And here comes the pitcher, Marissa Rosales. And the ball's going to get by second base. And a runner is going to come in. And this one right up the middle, and there's a throw over to first for out number 3. So 2 runs, 1 hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 left on base. In the top of the 5th, headed to the bottom. It's a 17-14 lead for Victoria West over Corpus Christi King. Keep it here. This is Real Sports Live. Back after this.
Army, but we have many soldiers. From the infantrymen and women who guard our nation, to the photographers that document our history, there are over 150 paths to service. Which path will you take?
And he throws it down. Hey! See you later, touchdown.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the bottom of the 5th inning. Leading off for Corpus Christi King, it's going to be Lauren Harper. So it's a 13-run lead. So King, down to its last 3 outs. They need 4 runs if they want to extend this game as this pitch comes in high and outside for ball number 1. And this pitch comes in high, swing, and it's going to be called foul for strike number 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. This one going to be called ball number 2. 2-1 the count now. And this one comes in high and inside, getting that corner for strike number 2. Count even at 2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And this one outside for ball number 3. So 3-2 is the count now. And this one comes in low and inside, and that's going to be a walk. So runner on, and here comes Brooke Montes. Montes 1 for 2 with an RBI here today. And here's the pitch for ball number 1. And Montes over to second. And she's safe at first, but with the force out, so.
Pitcher number 1, Gabby Garcia.
So 1 out, runner on first now, and here comes the pitcher Garcia. And Garcia with a single. And runners at first and second now.
Number 15, Lauren Salinas.
And here comes Lauren Salinas. 2 on, 1 out. And this pitch comes in outside for ball number 1. And this one going to be a force out. Oh, it was going to be, but the throw to third was off. And that's going to load the bases with 1 out here.
Pitcher number 26, Libby Foster.
And here comes Libby Foster with 1 out and the bases loaded. And this one going to be fouled off. And this one going to get called foul. So the count now 0-2. No balls. 2 strikes. Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Clutch it, big inning coming up here for King. As they need to put some runners across here if they want to get this game continued. And so ball that comes in a little high. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. And swing and a miss for strike number 3, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. So here comes Faith Cantu now. 2 out, bases loaded. And she's going to hit this one right up the middle for an RBI. Single, and here comes the throw inside. And 2 runs come in. And it's a 2 RBI single for Cantu, and top of the lineup coming up. Runners at second and third now. And here comes Barmore. And Barmore over to the shortstop, and that's going to be out number 3. And that's going to do it here. 17 runs on 16 hits, 2 errors in the infield for Victoria West. Corpus Christi Kings, 6 runs on 8 hits with 1 error in the infield, and that's going to do it here. Our player of the game is going to be Katarina Zarate, as she put up big numbers here today. She was 3 for 3 with 7 RBI here. So that's going to do it. And we're going to set up for game number 2. Corpus Christi Ray versus Corpus Christi Carroll. Coming up, first pitch estimated to be at about 7:30 p.m. So keep it here, ladies and gentlemen.